that they wait in the parking lot, because I'll be out in the parking lot kicking it, hanging out, drinking, because you can't drink in a lot of buildings or whatever. But I'll be out hanging out. Out comes Tracy Smothers. There's a gang of people out in the parking lot waiting to kick his ass because he pissed them off so much during his tirade, right before he had a 2-minute match or something, Like his match, you don't even have...
Think about it. Tracy's like the last heel alive. You go to an indie show, how many true heels do you see? Hardly none, because everybody wants to be cheered. Everybody wants to be applauded for shit that they do. Tracy does not. He don't care. He goes in the ring. He wants to be, to win the match and any way that he can, and he don't give a fuck what the fans think. And that's a true heel, and there's hardly any of them left in the world today.
Well, I don't know. He was incredible to me. Before I saw him at the indie level, I didn't know how good he was. I just thought he was kind of like a mid-level guy, with a quiet Robert Gibson type, didn't talk much or anything like that. And then I saw him when he actually got a chance to talk. He was unbelievable. I couldn't even imagine how somebody couldn't see that. And I told this to Kid Cash when he was on. Like, how when he went to the WWE, did they not see what he was doing in TNA with this incredible promo ability? And they just, yeah, as a heel, he was the best heel in TNA, and they just kind of shit on it. They didn't even care. They just put him, here, you're a tag team with Jamie Noble. You don't get any mic time. You don't get a chance to shit talk anybody. You're fucked. Here, you're a tag team. That's it. When Tracy Smothers was in WCW, he was a good guy with that Young Pistols thing, and then he was Pretty Joe Floyd or whatever in WWE, WWF at the time, and they never gave him the mic. I've never seen him ever get a chance to be on the microphone until that day, and then I couldn't even believe it. Even in ECW, he was doing like the paisan, with his hand and doing the dance thing and everything, but he never actually got a chance to talk.
Right.
And that's a shame. That's a real shame. Now, he's probably getting up in age where he's not going to ever get a chance to show what he had. You know what I mean? That's a shame. Unless he could get a manager job, which is impossible, unless Hogan turns this shit around in TNA and tells people, look, we're having managers now, which would be great. I don't know. I think there's opportunities probably for guys that have characters like you and Tracy and Kid Cash. It seems like there's opportunities starting to percolate because, everyone wants to kind of get away from this WWE thing.
So do you think the TNA thing is going to work out?
I don't know if it's going to work. I like it already. I already think it's great. I love Vince Russo stuff, and I know everyone else hates it, but I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny as shit. So I like it. And the last two TNA pay-per-views have been absurdly great. Like the matches, I haven't seen that good of matches in a long time on any other kind of pay-per-view, except before WrestleMania with that Shawn Michaels and Undertaker match was phenomenal.
Damn, what a match.
Right. It was great.
Holy
and even
fuck.
And especially when you contrast it with everything else that's in the WWF. It looked completely out of place, So
it made it the main event. How sad was that?
Yeah, but it's even. That just makes it look so much greater in comparison because you got Cena matches and Batista matches, all that shit. You have so much shit, and then you have this one stellar match out in the middle of nowhere. It's unbelievable. But these last two matches, I think, these last two pay-per-views with Kurt Angle versus Nigel McGuinness on TNA, you got to see those matches. Especially not this last one, the Three Falls match, but the one before that was absurd. It was fantastic. It was just unbelievable. And it's not like no one was doing any high flippy moves or anything like that. It was just all, it was all like groundwork and real, wrestling, and everyone loved it. And I think a lot of people are starting to think that's going to work. To me, I think that works. And this last one had AJ.
Work. That may work, but you got fucking stupid-ass goddamn Hulk Hogan coming in, and he's going to bring Hall and Nash and the Nasty Boys and Brutus Beefcake and all those other motherfuckers from WCW. How the fuck is it going to work? Before long, you're going to have the Motor City Machine Guns jobbing the fucking Hall and Nash. You wait and see what I tell you. You wait and see what I tell you.
It could happen, but I think, I don't know, I think he might bring in Knobs as like a cartoon character, like or something, but I can't imagine he's going to bring the Nasty Boys in to wrestle. But you could be right.
He took them on his tour. Why the fuck wouldn't he bring them to TNA? When you kiss Hogan's ass, you got a fucking job for life. And fuck that piece of shit, motherfucker.
But you know, he also could be bringing in Rob Van Dam.
Well, you know what I mean?
And that could be great because I mean, if you look at the top 4 or 5 guys right now, you got Kurt Angle, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Nigel McGuinness, and Rob Van Dam. That's 6 guys that could put on matches in any combination that are going to blow everything away for a long time.
If you put them in, say you put 3 single matches. Say they work each other, 3 single matches. That's not enough to cover a whole fucking pay-per-view with Hogan's fucking dead ass on it.
Well, maybe not, but I mean, compared to most pay-per-views aren't worth a penny. Like, I mean, they ought to pay you, especially WWE pay-per-views. They might as well pay you to fucking watch the shit. They're just terrible.
At its best when it pushed its X division. When it pushed its X division, they couldn't nobody touch it. But then they fucking started bringing Sting and Hall and Nash and all those other motherfuckers that can't work, and started pushing them and then pushing AJ and them down the ladder. You know, I hope it bites them in the ass. I hope it bites them in the ass. I cannot stand
but I agree with that.
I'm tired of reading about him. The only thing I want to read about Hulk Hogan is his goddamn obituary. Sick of him. I'm sick of him. The motherfucker ain't never been a goddamn worker. He ain't done nothing but rob people of their money. Fuck that piece of shit, no working son of a bitch. I hope his son got fucked in jail. Piece of shit.
He's going crazy. He's going crazy on Hulk Hogan for like years.
Hey, we're talking to a Hulkamaniac here in Mr. California. I can't believe, Mr. California, you're not going to defend Hogan?
Well, I've never been a Hulk Hogan fan, brother. You know what I mean?
Come on, Mr. California. Tell me what a great fucking worker he is.
He's not. He's not, Hamrick. He's not. The only thing
You're damn right he's not.
Legs up, the legs up, that's all he's famous for, you know what I mean? I mean, I'd rather pick Chris Hamrick over Hulk Hogan any time, you know what I mean?
He's a piece of shit. He's been a piece of shit ever since he stepped in the goddamn wrestling ring.
So you're probably pretty happy that his wife's milking him for everything.
I hope she takes him for everything he's got.
Hey, you know what you could do, Hamrick? I'm telling you, maybe you make it over there. You're over there in the Carolinas now. You could make a little trip down south. Maybe hook up with Linda. You know, show her the Confederate Currency.
I don't want to be anywhere the motherfucker's been. Goddamn, yuck.
There's a lot of hate.
Here's the bad part about it, right? Okay. Because I'd be fucking her, and I'd look at her, and I'd go, you know, I feel bad about getting Hogan's shit. She goes, honey, don't worry, his will 6 inches higher.
So you must hate all those guys. You must hate the Nasty Boys, Brother Brutai, Bastion Booger, like everything from the old WWF.
Shit.
You must hate all that, huh? You came up obviously on the Southern style. You're probably more of an NWA, WCW guy, I would imagine then.
Flair all the way, dog.
Flair, yeah. I mean, I agree.
And that's what pissed me off. That's what pissed me off about WCW, okay? All those years before WWF and WCW and all that bullshit, it was always Hogan versus Flair. Hogan versus Flair. Who's better? Well, naturally, Flair was the better talent. Flair could wrestle a goddamn broom and make it look good. Flair could wrestle a beefcake and get a good match out of him. So fucking, you know, and then Flair puts the word in to bring Hogan to WCW, and they bring him in, and what does he do? He does the goddamn job for him first time. You know, a company that Flair built, that busted his ass for 15 years,